and Jaya ma'am, Sharmaji, Sundar, all my colleagues from Tata Steel and all colleagues from Hydrokrimp. I think as I was inquiring, I was trying to recollect my experience, my association with Hydrokrimp was long back, perhaps more than 3 decades, when I began my journey in Tata Steel. Of course, with Mr. Sharma, Shyam Sharma ji and the helm of affairs there, hose getting burst, you don't land up not having a spare, and then you keep on searching for it, and you have someone as a savior, definitely Hydrokrimp, who helps you out when the dire straits in the need of the hour, and hoses are made in a very short time. So those are when you talk of the SLAs, service levels and all, those are some which you have demonstrated over time. So I first like to congratulate for all the support over the years. I think not only me, my colleagues and all who are in the current functions definitely appreciate the effort that Hydrokrimp has been given over the years. And it's not only in terms of helping us when we are in desperate need, but also in the terms of developing, in terms of finding out new ways. I think when CRN came, I will definitely like to mention Panditji and Mr. Javi, whom I have worked so closely. All these hoses were from this standard. And I remember still, after so many years, I've learned DCOS, 24-degree cone and all those stuff. I still remember them, and we used to do those site measurements, get up on the difficult terrains inside the mill, pick up all those sizes, and a lot of learning has come from all of you, and personally me over the years, and that has helped. So again, thanks for all the support. Now, going forward, I think I was just sharing, while we'll definitely talk about the VMI, but we also like to make a mention of the help that has come over in import substitution. Because hose is something which definitely, it comes down with the initial equipment, but as we have such a wonderful facility to manufacture, develop and import substitute. So that is happening, and that has to continue. And we should also need to see that not only as a replacement for a maintenance person, but also in terms of a new project requirement, how you can collaborate and supply. Why should it come from Germany or Japan from day one? Why the project managers cannot build the confidence that we can get everything from day one, because you have the quality, you have the knowledge, you have the ability, and you have the capability to deliver on time. So that is what are the USPs, and I think you need to nurture them going forward. So coming back to VMI, I think obviously when we talk of VMI, that is a step which is a long cherished one which we have been working on. We began the VMI on bearings. I think if I may recollect, almost 2 years prior to COVID. Then we were thinking, I asked that point of time, I erstwhile head CMP, Chandrabhushan, एक छोटा सा जगह अब रखे किसके लिए, बोला ये होस्ट का VMI यहाँ बनेंगे. So I was thinking, is it good enough? Because the normal plan of my maintenance guys is रखो या 2-4 तो hose ज़्यादा रखना पड़ेगा, कब फट जाएगा मिलेगा नहीं, तो you always keep a huge inventory. And you land up losing track of their shelf life, and many a times, you might have kept more than that is required, and then shelf life is gone. You might not have realized also. So documentation is very important, and when it gets into the line, it fails, and we try to find out what is the root cause of failure. So we need to minimize the inventory of hoses, because one is that as the maintenance procedures, systems, and reliability has improved, the failure rate has definitely gone down. Accordingly, with better management, you need to see what is the most optimum quantity of hose that one has to keep. Because the more you keep, not only a hose, anything, any inventory which you are keeping is a locking capital for this. The working capital gets locked. So we need to see how do we optimize. And VMI is one such, like we talk of ARCs and all such things. VMI is one such area, an initiative which helps us to bring down the inventory. In a way, it also helps us to bring down and optimize the cost. So when we talk about the VMI of hoses, we need to see that how do we have a better forecasting, so that the replenishment rate and the need for replenishment at the time can be worked out better, so that both the customer and the vendor supplier can work out a more meaningful quantity, so that they can further work on a working, in process inventory, which CPR just talked about, so that not only you optimize on the number that you keep, you can also keep the hoses and fittings made, because that will depend if you have a very good forecasting system, which will again come from a good understanding of the failure pattern, your replacement frequency, your time with maintenance, and so on and so forth. And as we have already on a journey of digital initiatives where a lot of enabling of all the equipment and facilities are being done with huge amount of sensorization, I think a lot of data insights are coming, which is definitely will give us a lot of idea of what is the expected life of a hose or when that is due for replacement. With that, I think a better electronic data integration, which we normally call, we should be able to forecast better, which in turn will help to optimize the entire supply chain of hose manufacturing, so that both at the customer end and also at the supplier end, we look at the most optimum quantity, which in turn helps you to further expand and look into the areas which CPA just talked about, so that you liquidate some of your locked-in capital by having more work in progress inventory, which in turn helps us to take care of some SOS requirements, and also will help us to look into those not so fast moving items. I believe when I was going through the numbers, I think 553 to be precise, or 553 the number of the SKUs which we have picked up to begin with. Perhaps those are the fast moving items. We also need to see that how do we improve on that, so that the numbers of that requirement comes down and we expand the scope to pick up some more areas. So in the long run, we do not keep any hoses with us. And the proximity of this facility, which is unique and very good, and gives me a good feeling, is so close to the plant. I know many a time when we got stuck in the middle of night, people have come over, got a hose made, gone back in a couple of hours time. So connecting this, when I look at the SLA of non-braided as 2 days and braided as 7 days, I think there is ample opportunity for the team, both the CMP, MRO and the Hydrokrimp team, to work together. So how can we bring down the SLA to less than 1 day, so that that helps down to minimize your inventory also. Okay, so I think this is a good step. And as we are driving into inventory reduction and inventory control and optimization, along with the bearings and hoses, we also did oil inventory and oil BMI. I think more and more such initiative has to happen, and the journey doesn't end here. I think we need to collaborate more closely, more technically, and get involved with your knowledge of manufacturing, beyond our knowledge of maintenance and process, and with the newer initiatives of predictive, and as we are driving into a prescriptive maintenance of initiative, which will help us to optimize the maintenance requirements, the MTTRs and also MTBF. With this, I believe in the years to come or in the very near future, we will see much more of it. And definitely when it comes to inventory, very important is the 5S and storage. I'm very happy to see the way it is kept. I believe in the plant also we need to plug and seal the way, because many a times the plug once removed doesn't go back. So that's from my practical experience, and even in the plant also we should keep it in a way it is desired. My best wishes to all of you, and I hope more and more areas of collaboration and technical due diligence will be thought through by both the teams of Tata Steel and Hydrokrimp, and we have many more to celebrate. And as Rajat said, that the journey doesn't end here, it gives us more confidence that how do we take it across to Kalinganagar and Miramonli. And as you know, our aspirations to grow organization Tata Steel is quite high. So we need to also see the how do you partner in our growth in the years to come. Thank you very much. Nice to be again here.
Thank you very much, sir, for your precious appreciations, and noting our USPs. We will definitely take care of it, and we will definitely support you in our future journey.